dream it as much as some people do.
That's how I feel about you.
Aww.
It's okay, Matt.
That's really sad.
I don't hate you.
Well,
As
good.
much as other people
that
do.
makes one.
I like you.
That makes one of us.
I don't
I
hate
love
you as much
you.
as other people do.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Hi,
Um,
audience of zero.
audience of podcast or of the streaming. Audience of the stream. Welcome to Media Boat Podcast.
Of the stream.
Yes.
Don't cross the streams.
No, we just have one, so we can't cross them.
Yep. I'm going to tell everyone that we're live with our beginning episode, episode 101.
101. It's where you learn about the Media Boat Podcast, the basics, the fundamentals, so that way you can graduate on to the further courses in the syllabus.
Should we actually do that in
No.
Media Boat 101?
God, no.
No?
There's nothing to learn here.
What do you mean there's nothing to learn?
There's nothing to learn about us that you can't glean by just listening to an episode of our show. It's like you immediately know. Like after you sit through one, you're like, oh no, I know all about this. Yeah, gotta hoot-sweet it out. We didn't stream this week a video game because I haven't gotten time to finish Doom. Thus, I haven't had time to return Doom, which means I haven't had time to get other games.
Right. Actually, last night, I went on to get my Red Bull. I looked to see if they had Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
They had it. For the Xbox.
Yeah.
Not for the PlayStation.
The PlayStation version is going to be more popular every time.
Yeah. Because more people have PlayStation.
Because, yeah, that thing sold pretty well.
We're actually going to talk about that, actually.
Oh, good. As always.
Yep. Okay. It's tweeted out. Check my phone. Make sure it says that it's
Tweeted
tweeted out.
Do you get deeper just to...
You make that joke every single time.
Because you say it like that every single time.
Because it is... Alright.
You
Okay.
make that reference on purpose.
I do. Alright, let's start this thing.
Let's start this thing.
Let's get it started in here.
Hey, it's the Media Boat Podcast. Ding, 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 ding. It's episode 101. Today is...
Podcast, not Dalmatians.
Yes. No. It's 101 podcasts. It's December.
December 6th.
It's December 7th, I think.
6th.
6th? 6th.
6th.
Wow, I'm off a day.
Because last week was our last November
Yes.
podcast.
December 6th, 2017. I am Matt. He is Mike.
I'm Mike. He's Matt.
This is your podcast for source of news for movies, television, video games, and music. Not necessarily in that order.
But we're going to switch it up.
Well, we didn't have to announce that.
Oh.
But sure.
We're going to switch up
We had a little bit
order.
of change up this week. We'll see if you guys like it any better, whoever you
So,
are.
as with a new, well, not necessarily a new season, but a new order, I guess.
order.
Episode 1 of our second 100.
The latter half of the 100, I guess the new 100 that we're doing.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to phrase that, but yes, it's like a new beginning.
A new millennia.
It's not quite season 3. Season 3 will be in January.
Yeah.
But we're getting there. We're getting close.
We're chugging along.
It's like the time. It's like the how Netflix shows do it, where like or Game of Thrones does it, where it's not the final episode. That's the big revelation. It's like 1 or 2 episodes prior.
It's episode 8.
Yeah. This is the episode.
There's actually
8.
a name for that.
Yeah.
It's not the penultimate episode. It's like the hexapenultimate episode or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's our.
Well, no, this isn't our second to last episode though.
No, but it's like the 8th episode of the year. You could
Yeah.
say, in the grand scheme of things. So, we're almost done, but
Right.
we're going to try some new things. We're going to spike the audience. Get the
Right.
audience interested again.
Yes.
Alright. So, do we want to start where we always start?
Yes, we always start with the box office.
We sure do.
Oh. Yeah, so let's start with actually what we're going to do.
Yes.
So normally I read the news
Yeah.
because I've compiled the news.
Yeah.
Therefore I know what the news is.
Yes.
Everything is a surprise to Matt. He's reacting all the time.
Reacting! But sometimes it's not necessarily something I'm like super well onto. Like Mike's obsession with financial stories and litigious stories. I kind of like, I'm 100% on board with those. But what we're going to do...
But they make for good news.
Sure. Yes. In slow weeks,
Yes.
I guess. But yeah, so we're going to change things up a little bit. And I'm going to do some reading. I guess it's not really reading.
So
it's more
here
like
I pass the
interpreting.
news stories
Okay.
over to you.
All right. So let's see. All right. So we start with box office. This week, we called it Rollover.
Rollover for Coco.
Coco was your number one movie again with $27 million more. That's a 45% drop. It's not bad.
No, that's really good for a second week.
So that
third week.
It's breaking 100.
Second week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third week. You were right the first time.
Third week?
Because it was Thanksgiving weekend. And then
Right.
last weekend. Or no, then the weekend before that. And then this last weekend. Because I didn't see it the weekend it came out, I don't think. Or did I? Maybe I did. Okay.
Well, no, because it came out on Wednesday.
Oh,
That's
right.
why.
That's
it was
why
weird.
I'm thinking it's weird. No, you're right. It's the second
So it's
proper
the second,
weekend.
yeah, second week.
So yeah, it continued its reign. It broke 100 domestically. It's at
Good.
110. And it broke 200 worldwide.
All
which
right.
is pretty cool.
Let's
so
get ready to
Disney
box office
has
now.
another hit. Do we want to talk about... Do you have the stuff about the short later? Yeah, you do.
Yes.
Okay. We'll talk about more Coco a little later.
Yes.
Your rest of your list is just identical to last week.
Oh,
This was
nothing changed.
This was fun to do on the site because I do that different image with the
Yeah.
posters. I just uploaded last week's.
Yep.
Because I didn't need to
Nothing
change it.
changed.
Nothing
Top
changed.
5 stayed the top 5.
So everything stayed except everything was cut about basically 50%.
Roughly, yeah.
Justice League was your number 2 movie with 16 million. That's a 59% drop from last week. It is now very, very close to 200 domestic.
Which
and
is paltry 200 domestically because
Yeah. At this
Thor
point-
hit that thing in 2 weeks.
by this point, it should have made it, but it's at 197.
Yeah,
That's
at this
quite-
point, it should
quite-
be nearing 3,
Yeah.
if not more. But
Your number
yeah.
3 movie is still Wonder, which made another $12 million. It's that's a 46% drop, and it's 87 million domestically, which is not bad
That's pretty good for a low budget
for that kind of movie. It's surprised everyone.
Well, yeah, it's definitely one. It's based off a book.
Yeah.
And 2, it's got star power behind it.
Mm-hmm.
The little kid Tremblay.
Does that kid present an Oscar next year? I bet he
Probably.
does.
Yeah.
I bet he does.
Probably. Well, from what I'm understanding, from what I'm reading,
Yeah.
that movie will definitely be nominated for makeup for him.
Oh, yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that. I can 100% see that. Moving on, you just talked about Thor. Thor Ragnarok is your number 4 movie with another $9 million.
Thor has been in the top 5 the entire month.
Yes, it sure has. 41% drop, and it's going to be very, very close to 300 million worldwide.
Yeah.
Or wait, way more than that.
That's domestic.
You had that domestically.
Yes. It's at 700 worldwide.
It's doing gangbusters worldwide. That
Yep.
thing's going to be. It's already on your top 10 of the year, but
It's the top Thor movie,
yeah,
which is easily
tested. The Dark World, which I from what I understand didn't do that well
Yeah.
in consideration of the others.
So I was reading this real quickly. I don't have it in the news,
Yeah.
but if you want to watch the entirely MCU leading up to Infinity War, you have to start next week to watch one movie a week
Wow.
to get to 15 movies. Yeah, so we're about 15 weeks away from Infinity War, Avengers.
That's a long. That seems like a long time, but it's not really that long.
No,
No.
it sounds like a long time. Yeah,
But it's not. When you
15
think
weeks.
about those in weeks, it's like, wait, you go through like weeks like nothing.
Right, especially when you think of it in terms of MCU movies too.
Yeah.
Like, wait, if I just watch one, either that's a lot of movies, which it is.
It is. You're not wrong.
No, but yeah, it's once a week. It's just one Marvel movie a week.
They put out a lot of those.
Yep. All right, and lastly,
Rounding up the top 5, we have Daddy's Home 2,
yeah, he is.
breaking in another $7.5 million. Ew. That's 42% drop. It's doing okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
82.
All right.
All
So
right.
what's coming out this week though?
Well, actually, it looks like you have not only this week, but you have quite a few weeks in the future.
You just do my date.
Okay.
I just do it all at once, so I don't have to
Do
go back and
everything
doing
at once.
it.
Got it. So
'Cause
this
those
week
dates
is the
don't
week
change.
of the 8th, which we have two releases that I know nothing about, so you're going to have to help me out here.
All right.
Well, one I know via its poster. So we have Just Getting Started, which is a I'm old Morgan Freeman joint.
Yep.
Do you know anything else about this movie
Nope.
besides it's yet another movie where Morgan Freeman is old?
Nope, that's about it. Or
Right.
Freeman's being old and being, I need to do my life over again.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe. Also, we have I, Tonya. Now, what the
Yes.
hell is this?
I, Tonya is the Skater movie starring
Oh.
Margot Robbie
Oh, that
as
one.
Tonya Harding.
That one. Okay, I think I saw a standee at the theater about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, going wide release this week are the movies from last week.
Right.
That got limited release.
Which was Shape of Water and The Disaster Artist.
Yes.
So those
Both
are
of those
wide-
are going wide this week.
Okay, this is our, when we do our predictions. I think,
Wait. So what's Coco at? 50?
yeah, Coco's, that was a 45% drop.
Right, but it's at made 50 million this week, right?
27.
27.
27.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So that put it at 13 million, which means we're probably going to have a new number one.
Yes. Which one? I'm gonna go for Disaster Artist.
See, that's where I'm leaning.
Because it's got the star power,
It's got the James Franco on it.
and it's got James Franco, it's got Seth Rogen.
Yes.
It's that trailer is really good.
Right.
The trailer that's out in front of Lady Bird right now is actually a really solid trailer that made me laugh.
See, my only hesitance is that because it's based on The Room, and most
Nobody
people
knows what that
outside
is.
of the movie business
Yeah.
knows what The Room is.
But what could happen here is you could have the opposite effect, where you could have this. Maybe this movie is a huge success, and then people discover The Room
Right.
through it. I think that could totally happen. Also, if you recall, Sausage Party was freaking number one for a weekend.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it's very, very likely that this is.
I
your
think
number
the
one.
star power behind it makes it at least plausible to be a number one.
Even though I have not seen a single TV ad. There's no television marketing that I know of.
Well, there's been plenty of YouTube apps that I've seen.
Yeah, but I haven't seen a single thing on television,
You're right.
on cable or network. So yeah, I don't know. This is a tricky week because it's like these are really weird niche movies.
Yeah.
Disaster Artist is kind of like your niche comedy. The Shape of Water, not everybody's a Guillermo del Toro fan. Just Getting Started, I mean, there's your 50-plus crowd,
Right.
but I don't know. And I, Tonya, I feel like nobody knows about it. So yeah, so that's coming out this week. So
Well, it's either that or Coco runs over. I mean, this will
yeah,
probably
it's
be a slow
possible,
week.
but it could be very slow. But I'm gonna go with the Disaster Artist.
All right, I'm gonna go with Rollover,
Roll
just
over.
because I don't think it's gonna hit 10 million.
Yeah.
And I don't think anything else has hit 10 million.
We'll see. So we'll check in back next week about that. Moving on, we have movie news.
Yep. All right. So we have our first story here, going back to the movie we both love and adore, Coco.
Right. So yes, Coco opens with, of course, a short. But unlike
Do we call it a short?
yes,
Do we
it's
call it-
shorter than the feature. That's the thing, is the shorts are always called shorts because they're shorter than the feature that follows.
Yes.
So yes, it opens with, of course, the Olaf's Frozen Adventure, which we both liked. I thought it was good.
It's not as bad as people are putting it out to be.
I liked it a lot. I think the songs are strong. I like how they give actual harmonies for Kristen Bell and Idina Menzel to
I
sing
actually like that,
with
yeah.
each other. I liked that, and they did it
It
multiple
was-
times.
Yes, it was actually a really good sister. I would
It's
say
cute.
sister act.
It's a good extension to Frozen in a way
Yes.
that the Spring Fever short was not.
Right.
Like, the Spring Fever one didn't need to exist. This, I think, it gives them a Christmas piece of the Frozen canon.
Which is
I
funny
appreciate.
because Frozen is snow, and it's supposed to be about Christmas time.
But guess what? If you didn't see it yet, you're not going to be able to see it in theaters because Disney is going to take it out. It's a 22-minute short that a lot of people were complaining about.
Yes.
And so Disney is essentially removing it from Coco because of ostensibly because of some of these complaints.
Yes and no.
So basically what the complaints were, first of all, there was basically the internet was mad that it was long. It's 22 minutes long.
Right. Normal Pixar shorts are about 7 minutes.
7 minutes to maybe 10,
Right.
depending. I mean, the short was, it was...
I mean, it's 3 times as long. So if you showed up to the movie half an hour late, you still didn't miss the movie.
So yeah, I read a lot about people basically saying like, oh, people made arguments as like, oh, I showed up and I didn't know what I was going to because it was Frozen and I thought I was going to see a Pixar movie. You even said somebody asked you, am I in the right place?
Yes.
After it came on because they were confused.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, that's not really why Disney pulled it though.
Right.
Ostensibly, obviously, it was part of it, kind of like the stuff. You know, they hear it. You know they hear it.
Oh, yeah.
But the official reason
Disney
is...
has its ear to the ground.
Disney, of course, said that the official reason is that it was intended as a limited release. Because, of course, it was. Because that's, of course, what they're going to say. They had it in the works, you know, because they wanted to deal with the themes of Coco. Also, as you mentioned, that it has the Anderson Lopez team
Yes.
of songwriters working on both songs in Coco and in the short. So it made sense to pair them. Also, I think it's it's seasonally appropriate because it was a Thanksgiving release, but you're so close to Christmas, you might as well put some sort of Christmassy thing in there.
Right. Plus, both deal with family and about tradition.
But of course, I'm sure we both would agree that we'd rather they have done an original Pixar short.
Oh, yeah.
Because those are cool. I mean, they serve.
But that's also the thing, is that because this thing kind of got rushed, it was such a mess to complete, that one, I'm glad they took the time to complete Coco and make it what it is, because it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it just meant that they didn't have anybody else working on the short.
Right. They may not have had all hands... because they had all hands on deck, they may not have had anybody free.
Right.
Which is another possibility. So there's so many possibilities here. But ultimately, yes, we would have rather them had an original short because... The cool thing about those shorts is that they do two things, right? They train new directors,
right,
that eventually do their own features, and two, it's usually their opportunity to
do
do technology stuff.
Yes.
And we got neither here.
Right.
I don't even know who directed this. Sure.
No.
I don't even know. But yeah. Okay, so yeah, if you haven't seen it, I'm sure it'll be on some sort of Disney Channel next Christmas.
Or this Christmas, actually.
ABC this Christmas or something like that.
Yeah, look for a Frozen short on Disney Channel.
Would not be surprised.
All right.
Right, next, moving into it's award season.
Boom.
For film.
Yes.
It's getting there. It's, of course, not Oscars. That's next year. But we got the Critics' Choice.
Right.
Which you always refer to as the ultimate, the way things are going to go.
Yes. This is where it's going to start to shape.
This is where you start seeing what the Oscar race is
going to
eventually
start weaning out of, okay, now that most studios have released their films, here's what the critics think you should see and should win because it's good filmmaking.
Also, this kind of answers our question from last week where we're like, well, we're not really 100% sure yet.
Right.
We have a vague outline of what the movies we think are going to be in the race are, but we're not 100%. So this is going to help flesh that out.
Right. And what is the critics think?
Surprise, surprise, the leader with 14 nominations, including Best Picture, is The Shape of Water.
Just Guillermo del Toro coming out this week.
Out of nowhere. Didn't see that coming.
Right.
In addition to Best Picture, you have Director and Original Screenplay nods.
Both of those going to Guillermo del Toro.
Yes, and an acting nom for Sally Hawkins.
Really?
Who's in that.
Okay.
Then, really, you wrote this.
I know. I can react.
Also, Richard Jenkins and Octavia Spencer are also nominated in the acting categories.
Which is surprising, because I didn't know Octavia Spencer was in that thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Who knew? Distant runner-ups. Other movies that got a bunch were Dunkirk, of course.
Yes.
Call Me By Your Name, Lady Bird, and The Post, each with 8 nominations.
Yep.
Also included 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Get Out, and The Big Sick.
Do you know what that is?
I don't, but I know that I saw ads and there were billboards involved. But anyways, those 3 movies are also nominated for Best Picture and Screenplay. All of them for both, or
yeah, all of them for both.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Good for everybody involved.
Yeah,
Kumail and Jordan Peele.
Yep.
Getting those nods.
Yep. The Big Sick is definitely one to look out for to get noms. Probably won't win, but the fact that it's even getting nominated is cool.
And also a big deal for Amazon.
Yes.
That'll be an interesting thing if they actually win something this year.
Well, it's weird because I think it was the Washington Post actually someone wrote an op-ed for them that Netflix and Amazon should be considered more for Academy Awards and for award season.
It's definitely getting there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're seeing it with Amazon especially. I mean, they did, what was last year's?
Manchester by the Sea.
Manchester by the Sea got pretty high praise too.
Right.
So, yeah, it's happening. There were some films that didn't quite make it. Star Wars, Last Jedi, All the Money in the World, Greatest Showman, which I don't think anyone is going to see that movie. Missed the cut. They're not out, and they weren't screened in time, so they won't be included.
Right.
But I don't think they would have been nominated for anything. Let's be real.
Well, Star Wars maybe because of it's getting high praise.
Yeah.
Leaks are starting to come out. We already had the Kathleen Kennedy praising Brian Johnson that he's getting his own universe.
Yeah.
So
Looks good.
The trailers make it look good. I think a lot of people are hyped on it. I know a lot of regular people are hyped on Star Wars because I had to reserve my tickets in advance.
Yeah.
And I never do that.
You had to.
I had to.
From what I understand.
For a Sunday night showing.
Wow. A Sunday night.
Yes.
So yeah.
It was already... I bought the last paired seats.
I mean, we figured it was going to be a big
with the doctor.
financial success. But yeah, it sounds like early hype says it's actually going to be real quality too.
Yes.
So it's exciting. It's exciting to get to. But so yeah, so far these awards sound right. Like it's all the movies we said last week plus Shape of Water.
Yep.
Which I didn't anticipate being the leader here. So do you think that Shape of Water has Oscar possibility?
I need to see it first.
I know, because that trailer told me a different story.
Right.
That trailer showed me something that would never, ever get an Oscar in its life. And so I don't know what that movie actually is then.
Right.
I don't know. But who knows? Critics know what they're talking about, typically.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We have a big change-up in a much-anticipated biopic.
Well, this biopic's been in financial... Or not financial, but production troubled hell for quite some time.
The one we're talking about, of course, is the biopic of Freddie Mercury from Queen.
Yes.
Which was going to be directed by Bryan Singer. But, as
not anymore.
Bryan Singer's had a little bit of a tumultuous 2017, you could say.
Yeah.
And so the crew was surprised that when he was supposed to come back from the holiday weekend after Thanksgiving, he did not show.
No.
Just gone. He was just gone, and as far as I know, they haven't heard anything from it.
Right.
Like, to date. Like, Bryan Singer has up and disappeared. So, they had to do something about it. Apparently, the decision reflected an escalating clash between director Singer and lead actor Rami Malek, which was caused by the whole departure. So on December 1st, everything was shut down. Production just down.
Yep. They shut it down right after the 10-day Thanksgiving break. They're supposed to start up, but without Bryan Singer on hand, everyone looked around like, well, who's directing this thing now?
Yeah. So he's missed multiple days. He says that it was to tend to a, quote, gravely ill parent, unquote.
Yes.
But the extra complication here is accusations against Singer of his past conduct. And so it's kind of compounded where even if he did want to show up, maybe he doesn't come back just in case. Because he's afraid of being fired.
Well...
Could be multiple things, is what I'm saying.
Well, keep reading.
So yeah, because he missed multiple days, the studio stepped in. Cinematographer Thomas Newton Sigel stepped in to help some of the days when he was absent. Fox warned him that they wouldn't tolerate any unprofessional behavior on Singer's part.
Yes.
So the studio knows.
Yes, the studio knows that this is something that he is known for.
Yes.
Whether it's causing a scene on set or delays in production.
But, of course, as the star, Rami Malek is, kind of pissed. Because he's like, well, without a director, how are we going to shoot this movie?
Right.
This is not cool. This movie's not going to work if we don't
also, this is supposed to be Rami Malek's big leading role debut.
His film breakout after being, of course, Mr. Robot.
Yes.
This was his big break. So, yeah, as a result, it's shut down. Production is shut until further notice. Maybe by next week we'll have news about maybe a permanent director. I think I saw rumblings today about a rumored director, but I don't know if you took that down.
No.
So yeah, we'll check back in on the story.
Yep.
Next week. Moving.
Real briefly, speaking of productions being shut down, there's currently wildfires burning by the 405.
Yes.
Production and most of Hollywood has shut down in order to clear way for firefighters to tend to that fire. It's up in Ventura County, which is just north of where Burbank and Hollywood is, and where a lot of studios shoot backlots and stuff.
Right.
So we do put our thoughts and prayers to everyone out there fighting the fires, doing the good fight.
Yes.
My brother does live in L.A. out there. I asked him how he was. He said he couldn't go to work because of the fires.
Yeah, they had shut down 405
Yep.
by there, and the schools are getting out for the rest of the week. It's serious.
Oh, yeah.
There were some pictures on the internet. I don't know if you saw these.
I saw some
of people on the
videos.
freeway. It was just like balls of fire, like to the side.
Yeah, it was just you're driving through a canyon, you just have fire to the left of you and fire to the right of you.
It's
and
intense.
somehow they were letting people through.
Yeah, it's intense.
Yeah.
All right. Next
And
up.
that brings us to our final story, actually.
Next up, if you're a movie fan and you're a YouTube fan, I know you're both of these things.
Yes.
You probably subscribe or have watched videos from the channel Every Frame a Painting.
Yes.
So you like these guys?
I actually like them. Yeah, they do a really well done, in-depth look of film and what makes film or what makes you like a film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of them through Twitter. Occasionally, people will talk about their videos. But guess what? Unfortunately, they've decided to end creating content for YouTube. The series decided nothing terrible. You know, it's not like anybody did something wrong or there was any some sort of financial reason that they shut down.
Right, or was it like a conflict between them putting up YouTube's or videos and YouTube like taking them down or anything like that?
Nothing like that. They just decided that they were done. Creators decided to end it rather than just keep on making content. So the archive of videos that they already have made will remain. So you can check out on YouTube their YouTube channel to catch up on the stuff that they've already put up. But they just won't make any new ones. But yeah, it's a really good source for film framing.
Yes.
Like the idea of, well, I mean, the name says it,
Yes.
is that each frame of a film can be a beautiful work of art in its own right.
Which is fun, which I've actually used that line in multiple interviews.
Yes, I
asked,
heard you on phone interviews use that line.
Yes, when they asked me how I set up shots, I said, well, I look at everything like every frame's a painting.
Yeah.
You know,
good.
Everything's good.
It's a good catch-all to like just tell somebody is like, no, like this is
like
composition matters.
Yeah, and thought and time has gone into putting together a essentially work of art.
Yeah. All right, that's it. Do you have anything else to add with film? Actually, I do. We had breaking news that I told you, but you were half asleep, so I don't know if you actually.
I probably didn't hear you.
What I said. So we have an update on our Detective Pikachu movie.
Okay, yeah, did not hear you on this one.
All right, so breaking news. We have a casting announcement for Pikachu in Detective Pikachu. I'm going to give you some guesses. You can guess. It's a prominent actor in Hollywood.
Okay.
Is going to be the voice of Pikachu.
All right.
Guess.
Ryan Gosling.
You're very close.
Is it a Ryan?
It is a Ryan.
Is it Reynolds?
It's Ryan frickin' Reynolds.
Really?
He's going to be Detective Pikachu in the upcoming Detective Pikachu film.
But you know people are just going to put Deadpool's voice over Pikachu.
I know they are.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's happening. Crossover?
Yeah.
Crossover?
Yep.
Also, I don't know if you have any of this in here at all, but this is probably more prominent to film than it is to any other category. Today, there are advanced talks into what may be one of the craziest buyouts. Okay, you have this in TV?
Yeah.
It belongs in film.
I saw it under the TV news cycle.
Okay. Then maybe I'll wait.
We'll wait on that.
Because that's intense. But we're going to go into television right now.
Well, because last time I did this, I mentioned it in TV. That's why.
Yeah. That might be
all right, so let's move on quickly to sports.
So our sports corner, the NCAA, that's college football, playoffs have been revealed. It will be Clemson, Georgia, Oklahoma, and Alabama.
What?
That's your top four.
How's
Alabama
get in when they weren't even in the championship game?
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Being left out is Ohio State.
Yes, who had an 11-1 record, who actually had a 12-1 record.
Yeah.
They won the championship game. They had one more, because of that, they had one more win than Alabama. But they're left out because Alabama's Alabama?
Because Alabama. Because they get grandfathered in, I suppose.
I guess.
Grandpappy'd in? I don't know. So, out of these four, what's your pick?
Out of these four, as much as I'd like to see Georgia, I still think Clemson's going to repeat.
Clemson?
I think Clemson will repeat.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yep.
Moving on into worldwide sports. Russia. which has been in the news for all sorts of reasons in 2017, is banned by the International Olympic Committee from competing in the 2018 Winter Olympic Games.
Which is a surprise because they're right around the corner.
Yeah, but not a surprise when you consider that the stuff about their drug abuse
Yes.
has gone completely over, like I want to say viral, but I think that term is dumb. But everybody knows that they did it.
Yeah, there's about a year ago, Brad Gumbel and Real Sports did a piece.
Yes.
I think it made you watch it.
I think we watched this, yes.
Yeah, on the Russian doping.
Where the guy that did it basically admitted it.
Yeah,
he was like, yo,
yep.
yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
And did several interviews basically saying the depth of how much doping they were doing.
Right.
And so, yeah, of course the IOC is going to notice. It's like no one's going to take that and be like, oh, no, we're not sure yet. No, the guy said they did it. So, yeah,
it's the fact that right now they're letting people, or that they're actually doing something about it.
Right.
Is the newsworthy cycle here.
It's great. It's great. I'm glad. And, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, we won't see any Russians in the Olympics in winter. Moving on from sports
no
to...
Russian.
No Russian.
No Russian.
Yes. Like Mono referred to. Moving on from sports to pseudo sports.
Pseudo sports?
We have
He's a bodybuilder.
Yeah, we have a story about Mr. Terry Crews. Mr. Buff. Terry likes... Terry
likes his yogurt.
Terry likes yogurt. One of our favorites from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes.
So, as we know from the last few months, he talked on Twitter a bit about his own experience with sexual assault.
Yes.
And he had said, at the time, not naming his assaulter, but it's talked about his experience being assaulted.
Right, and the internet has actually been aflame as to why people aren't necessarily backing Terry Crews and backing all these women because of either gender or Terry Crews is a big strong man. How could this happen to him?
Or people on the internet are just idiots and they don't understand what things mean.
That too.
That's mostly it.
Yeah.
So he actually went ahead and filed a proper lawsuit against his assaulter, which turns out to be WME agent Adam Venit.
Yes, that's right.
Venit. Adam Venit. So, in regards to Crews' claim, so here's the claim. Venit groped him at a Hollywood party in February of 2016. So this lawsuit comes after news that Venit returned to work at WME following a suspension that had followed as the agency did their investigation of the allegations.
Right, their own internal investigation.
So they did their due diligence, but he still returned to work. So Terry Crews did what he thought was right, and I agree.
Yeah.
And basically saying like, no, this still happened. You guys, something should happen.
Right. So there should be a penance for this, not just time off, just a suspension.
Yeah. So needless to say, Terry Crews is no longer with WME. He fired his agent / left the agency. I guess those are the same thing.
Well, you can fire your agent but get someone else in there. But he just wanted to leave them all together.
Which I get, because why would you want to deal with a company that rehired your assaulter?
Right.
I get it. We'll see what happens. We'll be following the lawsuit, I'm sure. We'll see what happens. All power to Terry Crews.
Yep. But speaking of Terry Crews...
and other people like him.
Yes.
So, Time Magazine does, of course, every year a Person of the Year.
Except in 2006, when you and me...
It was all of us.
Yes.
It was a mirror on a cover, in fact.
Yes, everyone was Time's Person of the Year.
So, Time, of course, always does a Person of the Year. Sometimes it's a single person, but sometimes it's a multiple people.
Do you know who it was last year?
I'm trying to remember. I do not.
It was Donald Trump.
It was Donald Trump. And, of course, our president was in the news recently on Twitter basically saying that Time had called him and said that he was had offered him Person of the Year, but he would need to do a photo shoot. And he said that he was too busy for that. Then Time, of course, responded on Twitter and said, "We did no such thing."
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
That's not how that works.
So the actual winner is...
who is the winner?
Well, it's not a who. It's a collective again. The Silence Breakers is what they're terming it, and basically it's a coverall for all the people who have spoken out against sexual misconduct in this year.
And this has been a prominent thing within the last 6 months, especially since Harvey Weinstein.
I think this is smart.
Yeah.
I think this is a really smart choice. I think it's surprisingly recent. I mean, it doesn't necessarily reflect 2017 as a whole year because it doesn't go back that far.
What does?
But that's the thing, is that this year has been so full of stuff that I'm not envious of the task of Time writers trying to figure out a single person, because I don't think you could have. I think this is a good answer because it encapsulates something that's really important and it's happening right now.
Well, also, they have journalistic integrity, too, in order to stay relevant. And a lot of journalists, NBC, CNN, have themselves, been, how would you put it, under fire.
Yeah, they've been involved, I guess you could say. Most recently, NBC with Matt Lauer. And,
right.
Yeah, you know.
So this is a way of not only calling out people in Hollywood, but calling out their own colleagues.
I think it's smart because it encapsulates something that I think that is it's a good movement that's happening right now and it should continue.
Oh yeah.
That's cool, and I'm glad it wasn't Donald Trump.
Okay.
Moving on now, our big story of the week, probably the biggest story that we're going to cover this week.
Yeah.
There are rumblings of a giant buyout that could be happening in corporate America, and it's one that could directly affect the show. Giant media conglomerate Disney, of course, has money to spend.
And they're going to buy us out.
And we had yes, they're buying the Media Boat podcast. We're going to be a Disney entity now. We're going to cross over with the Avengers.
Yeah, we're going to have them right here on set with us.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Chris Hemsworth's going to come right in, lay down his hammer.
It's great.
And Chris will be in the corner swooning.
None of that is happening. If I could wish that would happen, but it's not going to happen. What is going to happen, though, is that, well, possibly. This is all theoretical right now. They're in talks, which usually is speak for a CEO is trying to negotiate with another CEO, and they're trying to make things work.
Right. So who is he trying to buy out?
So Disney, kind of background into this story is that we've been talking for the last year of podcasts.
Yes.
About how Disney has money to spare, and they were looking for acquisitions. Bob Iger even said so in one of the things he did, financial statements or something this year, that they were going to make a major acquisition this year.
Right, and a lot of people were guessing
Apple
or Amazon.
Nintendo. There were a lot of names being thrown apart, but the one that didn't get thrown, that is now getting thrown into the hat, is 21st Century Fox, which of course is the financial parent company of 20th Century Fox.
Right. Now, we did report on this last week, or maybe we didn't.
I don't think we did.
I remember reading about this.
I read a lot about it.
We read about it, but we didn't talk about it because it was just
so
talks.
rumory.
Yeah, it was rumored talks. And I was like, well, it's a rumor. I don't really want to cover rumors. But apparently, this has gone far enough to where the Wall Street Journal has picked this up.
Yeah, the Wall Street Journal reported it, so this is beyond rumor now. Talks are back on, so apparently they were on in the first place.
Yeah.
So Disney acquisition of 21st Century Fox. Reports come from people familiar with the situation, which is usually the story. Talks are currently active as of today, I read. They're gaining momentum. This could happen.
Yep.
Possibly. So this would concern specifically Fox's movie TV studio, so everything under the 20th Fox banner.
21st Century.
Okay, that's why I said that, is because 21st Century is kind of the corporate shell.
I thought you used 22nd because we're in the new millennium.
No, you're close.
Okay.
21st Century Fox is the company formerly known as News Corp.
Okay.
Back in the 90s, when we would talk about this kind of thing,
I know we've gone over this before.
News Corp was the company you would refer to as the one that owns Fox.
Right.
News Corp is Rupert Murdoch. It's his big entity. So it's not only Fox and everything Foxy, it's also, get this, the Wall Street Journal, and also prominent British papers. It's a
I wonder how they got the inside scoop there.
I wonder, right? It's a media empire that Rupert Murdoch and his currently burning home resides over. It's great.
So because Rupert Murdoch is getting kind of up there in age, he doesn't really have that much time left.
He's probably not going to be the guy. And so this is actually a good exit strategy. So anyway, that's kind of the shell company. What they get, what does Disney get, is the movie studio. So you have your dream scenario about bringing over X-Men and
Fantastic Four. Yes,
those are two big acquisitions. TV studios and networks. So that would be the Fox network. That would be FX, and all the ones that fall under that.
And the main one here.
Sports. Oh wait, no. So the ones that are not included. Is what's interesting here.
Yes.
Fox News and Fox Sports are not part of this package. They are actually owned by a different part of the Fox enterprise
Right.
that is not included in this. This is incredibly smart.
Yes.
Why I'm saying this is smart is because Disney can rebrand everything once they buy it
Yep.
and kill the Fox name so that way it can live and rot in the Fox News hell.
Yep.
Which I would be so happy if they did.
It's like as if it's like Disney looked at every part of the Fox empire and said,
Yeah.
"We don't really want that part."
let's not do that because they don't want sports, obviously. Although it would that would actually make some sense because
Well,
they
the
could
thing, though, is that-
take everything into the ESPN fold.
Well, that's the thing though, is that Fox Sports doesn't have any contract specifically with any major
No.
sporting outlet. That's why they wouldn't do it.
So there's no advantage, is what you're
Right,
saying.
there's no advantage.
I mean, yes, they could just lump all the existing Fox deals into ESPN, but there's no real advantage because they have no current
Which is
deals that
funny
are lucrative.
because people left ESPN to start the Fox News Sports
Right.
Network.
But yeah, so that's what they get. So yeah, as you said, Murdoch and his family are ready to push it out. So they're expecting to decide whether or not to sell by end of calendar year. So,
Right. If not end of this year, early next year to make a decision of if they're even willing to sell it, and then
Yeah.
they're going to start putting numbers
If this is
together.
happening, this will happen before March. And why I'm saying that is because March
Fiscal
will
year.
be the end of the fiscal year.
Yep.
This has to happen before then.
Yeah.
So look forward to some earth-shattering news pretty soon, let's say.
Yep.
I would be very happy if this happened.
Well,
I
this,
mean, it sucks that giant companies are getting gianter, but in this case, it's killing off Rupert Murdoch's babies, which
but
I
here's
love.
but here's also the reason why Disney would even go after Fox, is that Fox still owns Star Wars
That's true, too.
Episode 4.
Yes, specifically A New Hope.
Yeah, specifically
They own the
the
distribution rights
broadcast
still.
distribution for New Hope.
Yeah, so they would
So
get
they would get that.
everything. They would get the last dregs of Star Wars that they don't already own.
Right, and that was what I mean. Like when they do launch their streaming service, they can officially
Everything.
say all Star Wars under one umbrella.
That'd be smart. So there's a lot of reasons why they should. It's just a question now of whether they will.
Yeah,
Or whether they'll be let to do it.
right. Well, we're talking about FCC here, letting them do
Yeah,
it.
that's another question.
Well, we've seen them deregulate stuff already, so
Yeah, so who knows, right?
I wouldn't be surprised. Well, who knows? Because the president does have quite an affinity for the News Corp over there.
Guess we'll see.
We'll see.
All right,
last
On
story.
to our last story in television is, of course, about Netflix, because we always talk about Netflix. Netflix is going to produce a choose-your-own-adventure show again, but this time for adults.
Yeah, so previously Netflix has done the Puss in Boots,
Yeah.
Choose Your Adventure, and the Bucky...
Whatever the hell that other
Lastic-
one. Basically stuff for kids.
Yeah, the cartoon one. The 100 baby lists.
So yeah, so far they've been experimenting with it with kids shows. It's basically like a choose-your-own-adventure game, but on Netflix.
Right.
Right, it's like, oh, let's see one of two scenes play out. So yeah, they're doing one for adults. Viewers will be able to pick which storyline to follow. Go back to watch the same show with a different result, just like those the kids ones. So yeah, the concept of an interactive TV show is not new. But hey, maybe this will be the one that catches because they kind of just been kind of drive by night, kind of like.
Also, everyone's got Netflix.
Right.
You just say, "Oh, it's on Netflix." Like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I got that,"
So, yeah.
or at least I have someone's password for it.
So we'll see. It could be something cool.
Yep.
I really doubt it's going to be any existing franchise that they plug this onto.
Oh no, I bet it's a new thing.
It's probably new.
What they should do is take the Goosebumps story.
I can see that.
adventures.
Still not really for adults.
No, but
Actually, what I would say is there's been the rumbling about Jordan Peele being in charge of a reboot of The Twilight Zone.
Oh, okay,
That might be a good
maybe.
fit, I think. But we'll see.
We'll see. Also, in Netflix, this past couple days, they released trailers for Black Mirror.
Yes.
These were rumblings that it would come out before the end of the year, and we now officially have a date. Literally before the end of the year. Friday, December 29th.
Oh, damn. That's
Is when
literally
they
a
will,
cutoff.
Yeah. They will release 6 new episodes, which will consist of Season 4.
Yep.
Everything looks great. Everything looks amazing. I can't wait to binge this thing.
Cool.
Also, speaking of Netflix, real quick, The Crown Season 2 premieres this weekend on Friday. So, for those of you fans of The Crown, I know you critics like it. Season 2 out this Friday.
Awesome sauce. Speaking of television shows, we have cancellations and renewals.
Yes.
Cancellation and renewals. We have some renewals for you up top. Smilf. That would be the Rosie O'Donnell show that has...
Is that Rosie O'Donnell?
Rosie O'Donnell is in it. And some other young actress that I'm not really familiar with.
It has that one girl, which I don't know what she's from, but is
that one.
Yes.
So yeah, that is getting a second season already. It just premiered its first on Showtime. So look forward to that. Ghosted on Fox is getting an extended season 1. I know 10.
Apparently they're switching showrunners on that.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay. Switching showrunners for another 6 episodes. So that'll go from 10 to 16. Mindhunter on Netflix is getting good season 2. Stranger Things got renewed, no surprise to anyone, on Netflix for a 3rd season of Even Stranger Things.
Yep. The Duffer Brothers said that they were in talks of doing a season 3 before ink was dried.
Yeah.
And this is just confirming it.
Makes sense. And then over on the CW, they're going to launch a companion show to Riverdale, the Archie comics.
Or are they? Yeah.
Tell me if this name sounds familiar. Sabrina, the Teenage Witch.
Will just be called Sabrina.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But
not to be confused
also,
with the comedy from the 90s. This is related to the same character from the Archie comics, Sabrina, who is a teenage witch.
Right. Melissa Joan Hart.
No, will not be returning for this.
No.
But her character will.
Yes.
But it won't be a sitcom. This will be a drama in the kind of vibe of Riverdale.
But here's the kicker. Won't be on CW.
No, it'll be on Netflix.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise. It'll have 2 seasons already.
Yep.
Ordered for that. So check that out if you're a fan of the Riverdale show over on CW. Check that out. I will bet it will have 100% less Nick Bakay. Nick Bakay.
What about some Robert Mull?
He was the... Yes! Not enough Martin Mull.
Martin Mull.
Not enough Martin Mull and not enough Nick Bakay.
What about some Caroline Rhea?
Yeah, you can never have enough Caroline Rhea.
Well, she's been doing spot appearances on This Is Us.
That's true.
So she is still around and still kicking still acting.
Yeah. I hope they do at least a cameo appearance of Melissa Joan Hart.
Oh, they have to.
They have to, right?
Why wouldn't they?
She shows up as like a neighbor or something.
Yeah, or just start with her moving out of the house.
She's the first to die. I don't know. I'm assuming it's dark because apparently that universe is dark now.
Right.
All right, moving on. Now we're into some cancellations. Netflix has canceled Haters Back Off.
Oh, haters are backing on.
Haters
are all over this shit.
Back right off. It only had 2 seasons. I want to say that was the one about that YouTube girl.
Yes, the one with the big, lips.
Yeah, I never really understood why that existed.
I don't know why that thing existed either.
So now it doesn't. Moving on, 3rd season, a 13-episode 3rd season of Shooter on USA.
Yep.
That's been renewed. And lastly, we have our news about House of Cards. Speaking of House of Cards, this was like the last card to drop because that house fell. We were right about this, by the way. Every single way. They had already announced previously that Kevin Spacey would be removed from the show for future episodes. Now we have confirmed that it will not only end, but it will have Kevin Spacey replaced as main character with, of course,
Robin Wright.
Robin Wright, who we predicted. So the show will be about her in Kevin Spacey's absence. Will they kill him off? Probably.
Everything from basically everything was leading up to them killing him off. There was basically nowhere left for his character to go.
Yeah.
Basically just a legacy at this point. I thought they would still keep the stuff that they shot already, because they already had shot a couple episodes, but apparently not.
Maybe not.
Apparently those episodes are going to be scrapped, and they're going to start the whole season off with his death and focus on Robin Wright's character.
Yep. Speaking of
his death.
Yes. Do we have?
I didn't write it down.
We didn't write them down.
But I have a couple deaths.
Okay.
First one is Conrad Brooks, 86, American actor, or rather a famous B-movie actor.
Okay.
Planet 9 from Outer Space.
Oh, okay.
Glenn or Glenda. And
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Yes, Plan. Yes. And The Beast of Yucca Flats.
Okay.
And then also we have a jazz musician.
All right.
Mundell Lowe, age 95, American jazz guitarist and composer.
Okay.
Those are the main 2.
Of course, jazz guitarist is a perfect segue into our music category.
Yep.
In music, we start, of course, with Billboard charts. Your Hot 100, that's your singles list. Number 1 is still Rockstar by Post Malone featuring 21 Savage. No change there. Number 2 is still Havana by Camila Cabello featuring Young Thug. Number 3, moving up a tad, Perfect, but specifically the version of Perfect by Ed Sheeran as a duet with Beyonce. That's new to the chart.
Oh, okay.
You may remember last week Perfect was on this list without Beyonce. This
Right.
week Perfect was on this list with Beyonce. Number 4, Gucci Gang, Lil Pump moves down a bit. And number 5, Thunder by Imagine Dragons.
That thunder keeps popping in and out.
Yeah, it does, because things keep moving above it.
Alright, and as for the album, Show Me Pentatonics.
No, not quite yet, but you're close.
Oh.
Number 1, Reputation by Taylor Swift is still on top of the charts
Right.
for your albums list. Number 2 is Pentatonics Christmas.
Okay.
Moving up because 'tis the season.
Yep.
The Thrill of It All by Sam Smith is your number 3. Number 4 is The Anthology Part 1, The First 5 Years by Garth Brooks. And rounding out the top 5 is Divide by Ed Sheeran.
Right, and now new releases. Not a whole bunch of new releases per se, but still enough to
Some
where
things.
it's something for people.
Including something for you and your girlfriend
Yeah.
in here.
So first up, we have Alex
I have it
Bloom.
right here.
I have it right here too. We have Alex Bloom with Blue Room.
Okay.
We have Charles Hayward and Thurston Moore with Improvisions.
Okay.
Or Improvisations.
I
Improvisions.
want to say it's... I actually don't know.
Yeah. We also have Chris Thile with Thanks for Listening.
Oh,
Also,
you're welcome.
Thanks for listening. We have G. Perico with To the Left.
Everything you own.
Yep. And Jim James
Jim
with
James.
Tribute to Two.
So James.
Yep. And Luke Bryan
Yes.
with a new album out, What Makes You Country.
I've heard of that guy.
Yes. I was supposed to see that guy.
Brian Luke.
Yep. I was supposed to see that guy until he canceled his show.
Well, so yeah, not a
Yep.
super...
Future American Idol judge, Luke Bryan.
Yes. So not a super strong week, but there's something.
Yep. There's stuff there.
There's some things. Moving into music news. Woof. Bark. I'm barking. Because that's a thing that DMX does in his music.
That was raw.
Kind of.
Raw.
Anyways, DMX is in the news this week.
Is he going to give it to you?
No, in fact, they're going to give it to him. And they're going to give him a fraud case. He's pleading guilty to it. DMX pleads guilty to fraud, concealing at least $1.7 million in taxes, dating back to 2002.
Yeah.
Yay, tax evasion.
Yeah.
Earl Simmons, DMX's real name,
Yep.
in case you didn't know, faces up to 5 years in prison when he gets sentenced in March, though that day is likely to be postponed as he's currently in rehab, recovering from drug and alcohol issues. So DMX has got a lot on his plate right now.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a big doggy dish,
Yep.
you could say.
Especially around the holidays.
Yeah. So what did he do with all that money, you ask?
What did he do with all that money?
Well, I'll tell you. He funneled his royalty payments into his friends' bank accounts and pays his own bills using their accounts or cash, including $1.3 million in child support owed to, get this, the 10 children that he's fathered. 10 of them.
You know, you can count that on all your fingers. Assuming DMX still has all his fingers.
I like how you have this bit here that you say that things got suspicious when he started putting his songs into KFC commercials and in the movie Deadpool.
Yes.
Specifically, X Gonna Give It To You.
Yes.
I don't know. That may be a coincidence, but...
Well, that's when I start getting suspicious of, hey, I who sings this song?
tossing this around a little bit.
Kind of mulling it over.
They apparently said, quote, he gave the responsibility of paying his taxes to others, but he knows it was his responsibility. He's owing up to it at this particular point. So don't get on the IRS's bad side, even if you're a famous rapper.
Or anybody, really.
Or anybody.
They've gotten several people on tax evasions.
Who's not a famous rapper is John Mayer.
Oh, yes.
John Mayer, who is the opposite, I guess you could say, of pleading guilty for fraud, has been hospitalized.
Hospitalized?
Yes, hospicized. He's in a hospice. He's doing well. No, he's in a hospital. He's been hospitalized for an emergency appendectomy. He's getting his appendix removed.
Yes.
So thus his
ruptured.
His upcoming concerts have been postponed, forcing him and his band Dead and Company to reschedule shows.
But what is Dead and Company? That's the best part about this thing.
So the Dead and Company is exactly what it sounds like, apparently. It's made up of not only John Mayer, but apparently former Grateful Dead members, Bob Weir, Mickey Hart, and Bill Kreutzmann.
We're playing with John Mayer.
So Dead and Company, aka John Mayer.
Yes, John Mayer is the company in his own band.
That's great. So they were going to play 3 shows till the end of the year. 3 shows left in their tour. So they're going to make a decision about whether to do them or just wait till 2018.
Yeah, so I really wasn't going to do that story until I saw that.
That's pretty good.
He wasn't the lead in his own band.
All right, so moving on from one hospitalization to one much sadder result of health problems.
Yes.
So we've been covering, of course, the death of Chester Bennington, former lead singer of Linkin Park.
Yep.
So we now have some results of the autopsy that has taken place. Results have been released that shows that he had trace amounts of alcohol in his system, but who doesn't? As well as presumptive positive, he tested presumptively positive for MDMA, which is ecstasy.
Yes.
But
there's
on
a
one
caveat
test.
on that, yeah.
2 later tests did not detect those drugs. Ultimate conclusion is that was not, he was not under the influence when he committed suicide.
Right.
So, yeah, we can pretty much eliminate drug issues.
But that's not...
From the autopsy results. Authorities, though, did found a prescription bottle of Zolpidem, which is an Ambien.
Yes, generic Ambien.
On his dresser, and just some bottles of some beer, Stella Artois, Corona.
Yep.
He had been prescribed antidepressants, which wouldn't be a surprise with the things that he talked about openly in both his music and interviews.
He has also been open about his depression.
Quite open, so not a surprise.
Yeah.
But had not taken them for over a year by the time that he had committed suicide. So he was in an outpatient treatment program at the time, and he had told friends he had been sober for 6 months. So
you think things were going well?
So yeah, it sounded pretty good, but yeah, who knows? Obviously, what the actual. This is all just science trying to find answers when we can't.
Right.
And so hopefully soon we'll know more. But really, if we don't, maybe we'll never know. It's kind of we're getting to that point where maybe it's just best if we just celebrate the life he had.
Right, but at least at this point we're eliminating
variables.
a lot of variables, a lot of stuff that people claim which turned out not to be true.
Right, no, we don't want, of course, the story could have gone in one of those directions if they had found other results. I'm glad it didn't.
Right.
The story shouldn't be about what was the cause. The story should be about the man.
Yeah.
So that's, that is what it is. Moving on to, it is the end of the year. So Spotify does a special present for everybody at the end of the year. You get lists of stats based on your listening habits. They usually tell you your most popular songs, the minutes you've listened to. This year, though, they've gone in kind of more interactive kind of experience.
Yeah.
You wanted to talk about if you share accounts, it's very inaccurate. We had this happen. I was looking at my results and I was like, my top 5 songs are Linkin Park songs. That's not correct. Because it's now an amalgam of things that we both listened to over the course of the year.
That'd be me.
But yeah, it's a fun little distraction. It's a fun little way to say, what did I listen to this year?
Yeah.
But for those of you who are interested in signing up for Spotify in the new year, Spotify's got a deal for you.
What is it? What's the deal for Spotify?
So, do you want to save 2 whole months of money on Spotify?
2 free months of Spotify?
2 free months of Spotify, you can. You just have to pay up front. Yeah. They're introducing a $99 option for the premium subscription.
What, $100?
$100.
$100? What does premium get me?
This is an infomercial now?
We're actually being paid by Spotify to do this.
Oh, are we? Premium Spotify gives you ad-free listening. Are you sick of ads?
What?
Are you sick of ads?
Oh.
Are you sick of somebody telling you about Spotify, the thing you're listening to, after you listen to several tracks on Spotify?
Yeah. Where it says, listen to this ad for 30 minutes of free music. But it turns out to only 4 songs.
Yeah. Well, screw that. If you pay for a premium subscription, it removes all ads. You get unlimited skips. It won't limit the amount you can skip songs.
What?
And third, you are able to save for offline play, which is a lifesaver.
Oh, yes.
So if you want to ever go into a place that doesn't have a Wi-Fi connection, or you don't want to waste your data, you can save songs offline, up to 3,333 on any single device.
I do believe that you have hit this number.
Oh, I've passed it multiple times. So yeah, you can do all that and more for the low price of $99 for the entire year, or the existing plan of $9.99 a month.
So $10 a month for 120, or $100 the entire year. You can actually gift that to someone.
You could. You know what? I totally could.
You totally could.
In fact, I might. I just might
Does your
do
sister
that.
really do that?
Mm.
Well, like, does she not want like a bunch of like kid songs corrupting her playlist?
The baby wants kids. The kid wants kids songs.
The kid wants kids
I don't
songs?
think she wants kids songs.
Or just Moana constantly.
Yeah, actually, that's just a solution to that problem. All right, so that does it for music.
Yeah.
Let's roll right into video games, which does
Yep.
not have a $99 a year. plan,
No, but
unfortunately.
video games are gonna be.
That's an
roughly
adorable
short.
picture
I know,
that
isn't
you
it?
found with the story. We're going to talk about Mega Man, who, of course, is this blue robot that's so lovingly photographed here, or
Yes.
drawn here. Get your blasters ready. It's time for more Mega Man. Do you like Mega Man? I don't really care for it.
I don't really care for it either.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is not for us, but
No.
for somebody. Mega Man 11 has been announced. That is the 11th.
My coworker is all about Mega Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
11th Mega Man movie. We'll ditch the traditional 2D art. It'll be kind of polygonal, but 2.5D. It'll be
Yeah.
side-scrolling, but it'll have polygonal characters.
Polygonal.
Hey, kind of a la the spin-off game that was Mighty Number 9.
Yeah,
people hate it.
but the internet is all up
Yeah.
in fandom about this, though.
Yeah, this is. You don't have this written down, but I know this. They will be. It will be developed by WayForward, which is a pretty popular developer. They do a lot of retro-styled games.
Okay.
They're mostly famous for their one original series, which is the what is that? The Shantae, the belly dancing side scroller.
Yeah, Santi.
Shantae.
Shanti?
They are famous for the Shantae series. They've also in the past done they did Contra 4 for the
Okay.
DS. A bunch of classic style retro platformers. So this is a perfect fit for them. So yeah, expect that to arrive late 2018. It will be released, of course, on Switch because it has to nowadays. PS4, Xbox One, and Steam for PC. In addition, we'll have all eight Mega Man X games.
Yes,
That would
this
be
is the other big
16-bit
announcement.
16 to 32-bit Mega Man games. That will all be coming to Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC via Steam.
Yes.
This is interesting because when this news first hit, people assumed that this was going to be a collection. Like the Mega Man Collections 1 and 2 that had happened
Not quite!
previously. But then the story got taken back and put back out,
Yeah.
basically to say, well, now we're thinking that they might be released a la carte.
Yeah.
The reason, apparently, the theory for the reason behind this is that the later X games were like as late as PS2. And so that there's reasons that they would want to release them a la carte because they're worth more, unquote,
Right, because they're more recent.
if they're more recent. So
Right.
yeah. Moving.
Which even PS2 games is 10 years old.
I know. No, longer than that, though.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting to 15-year territory
15
with
years.
PS2. Actually, the PS2
Actually,
itself
it's about-
is 17 years old.
Yeah.
So we're getting almost to 20.
Yep.
Can you believe that?
Well, I took a shot with my PS1.
Yeah. What I can believe, however,
Yes.
is Black Friday
Oh.
was a big success for all sorts of video game sources.
Oh, yeah, video games like pretty much ruled Black Friday,
but nobody dominated as much as Nintendo did.
which is hilarious because it's the new thing.
Black Friday and Cyber Monday were dominated by Nintendo. I heard that Switch was one of Amazon's most popular items over the course of the whole weekend.
Yep.
Selling millions of copies. So Switches are getting into people's houses like hotcakes. That and, of course, Mario Odyssey was a big seller as well.
Right. Mario Odyssey. And, of course, if you didn't already have it, Zelda.
But if you didn't buy Nintendo, you bought something Sony because they had their best Black Friday ever with the most sales in this console, in the console series, I guess.
Yes.
The PlayStation line's 22-year-old history.
Yes.
So, congratulations, Sony made some money. Nothing talking about Xbox One X. Who knows?
Didn't see any numbers on it.
Microsoft has been very cagey about that.
Yeah.
Which
I
is-
noticed.
Maybe standing up something that I've been saying this whole time, that maybe it's disappointing them.
It is.
I don't think anybody's buying that thing.
I don't think so. I mean,
Because otherwise they would have been they didn't even say like first week sales. Usually they would be big on like we sold this number.
right. Or
They
like
didn't.
we outsold PlayStation in the first week.
They didn't even bother saying
Nothing.
But people who want to play on the go may still have Pokemon Go installed on their phones. And if you do, starting this week, it's Gen 3, baby.
Get in the Hoenn region.
Get myself a Tropius.
Yeah.
I might jump back in just to get a Tropius.
What?
I'm going to get the game. I'm going to get a Tropius. I'm going to delete the game. That's what I'm going to do. That's my plan.
Yeah. Well, this past weekend was
Yeah.
the big Gen 2 hunt where Ho-Oh was released.
Oh.
Was released out to the wild for everyone.
But if you don't like Ho-Oh, here's some more Pokemon to get excited for. So the Hoenn region has invaded Pokemon Go. That is Generation 3 of Pokemon. Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip, which is your starters from that gen,
Yep.
are available, as well as others from Ruby and Sapphire. There'll be a new dynamic weather system that goes with the new mechanics from Ruby and Sapphire. That's cute.
Yes.
Going to be in the game as well. That will change the way that you discover the Pokemon. So weather near you, actual weather, I'm presuming.
Yes,
It doesn't say
actual
that,
weather.
but I'm guessing.
Yes.
Actual weather will affect the things you see. So, for example, fire spin, by if you use a fire type's fire spin, will be more effective on a sunny day. And I bet you'll find probably that water attacks work better when it's raining.
Why are you outside when it's raining?
That's a good question. Because you're obsessed with Pokemon Go.
There you go.
That's the answer.
Also, when snow attacks do extra damage as well.
Yep.
You can also find some Delibirds out there too.
So, and then lastly, the big video game awards. The Game Awards, that would be the Jeff Keighley joint that
Yes.
every year gives you ridiculous trailers and some awards.
Yes.
The last night for voting is tonight. So if you're listening to this live on Wednesday night, the 6th, you can still vote. If you're listening to this tomorrow on Thursday, you will not be able to vote anymore. So too bad, so sad.
Yes.
Snooze
You can vote
loose.
not only on the Game Awards website, but also just straight from Google. If you
Sure.
just Google the Game Awards, you can vote right from
We
the
should
from
vote
that
after
page.
this is over.
Okay.
We should do that. You can watch it.
Now, are we
live.
voting for what we want or what will win?
Well, it's a vote for, so in this case is what we want. We're not making predictions.
Oh, okay.
We're voting. It's
All
different.
right. But prediction, what do you think is going to win Game of the Year?
I think we did this when we announced the
Yeah.
nominations. I don't even remember what those were.
Well, it was, I think the top three for us were
It was like Destiny,
Horizon Zero,
Horizon, Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, and Mario.
I'm good. That's tough because I feel like it's a toss-up between Breath of the Wild and Mario. I would say the Game Awards probably going to give it to
Right.
Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
That's my prediction. I say Zelda takes it.
Also, today was former Nintendo executive Iwata's birthday.
Yeah.
He died 2 years ago.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yep. His last project that he worked on was indeed the Switch,
Yeah.
which he was even working on in his hospital bed.
Aw.
Working on putting this together, and it's nice to see that 2 years from his passing, the Switch is literally the hottest thing out there right now.
Literally is. It's the thing to own. If you want to watch the Game Awards, they'll be live on Thursday, December 7th, so that's tomorrow night. I didn't realize that was already happening tomorrow.
I know, it's already happening here.
And you'll be able to stream it all major digital gaming and social platforms, so like Twitch. YouTube will have it, I'm sure.
Yes.
Game developer Hideo Kojima, famous for Metal Gear, is confirmed to make an appearance at some point. He doesn't necessarily say that there will be an announcement regarding his game. What's that freaking thing?
Man's
Freaking weird game.
Yes.
It's
the man thing. No man's.
It's not No Man's. It's something else.
Last Man
You're
Standing.
close to it. Yes.
Darius-
Starring Tim Allen.
Darius Rucker's Last
Bigger,
Man on.
Blacker revival tour. All right. Whatever the hell that game is called.
Yeah.
So tune in tomorrow to that, and you'll be able to watch the Game Awards live. Also, tune in to next week because that does it for the Media Boat podcast.
Yep.
We are done.
We're
Unless you have
done.
anything to add.
No, not that I think of.
We're out of here in a quick hour package this week. If you want to find out more about Media Boat Podcast, we have a web presence. We have a website, in fact. MediaBoatPodcast.com is where you can go to read all our writing about movies, TV, TV, music, and video games.
Music, TV, film.
It's like my major.
Mm-hmm.
You can see features that we do daily, including box office numbers, and new releases every Friday, and our thoughts for whatever we see, listen to, engage in at any given time.
Oh, there
See
it is.
everything
Brian
there.
Reynolds, the star of Pokemon Detective
There it
Pikachu.
is. Including more stuff about Ryan Reynolds as Pokemon Pikachu. Detective Pikachu. You can also catch us on social media. We're on Twitter at MediaBoatCast.
Yeah,
We're on
first
Facebook.
comment, he's no Danny DeVito.
This is true. Yeah. Did they cast him in there? Just to spite fans?
So.
I hope so. He's like a passing cameo line or something.
Right. Or they introduce him, or like they introduce
Yeah.
your partner, and you just hear Danny DeVito's voice, but it's actually Danny DeVito.
That'd be great. That'd be amazing. But yeah, if you want to find us on Facebook, just search Media Boat Podcast. We have a page on there. Like and comment there. If you want to find us, we're on audio form. In audio form, we're on Apple Podcasts and also other kinds of podcast distribution services.
Yep.
So just search Media Boat Podcast. If you want to watch our show live, we're live every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific Time on YouTube. Just search YouTube with Media Boat Podcast, and you'll find us. Like and subscribe our channel. Set up alerts to know when we're going live. You can also help us out on patreon.com/mediaboat if you want to donate as little as $1 a month to the cause. We can make even better content than we're already making, and you can get that content even quicker than you're already getting. So sign up there to find out more and help us out with a little cash. In the meantime, we'll be back probably next week, maybe with some video game on Tuesday, maybe not.
We will definitely have our thoughts on Disaster Artist.
Yes,
I'll
we'll
be
talk
seeing that
about
this weekend.
Disaster Artist.
We will also do our favorite numbers game, as Star Wars will be releasing
Yes.
next week.
So we'll be talking about our over-under, about how much we think the Star Wars is going to make. I predict records.
Yes.
Which
Which means we've got to look up some records here.
We
Not
gotta look
only
up some
Star Wars,
records.
not only Star Wars records, but just overalls in general.
Star Wars records, like the vinyl soundtrack for the Christmas special, right? Christmas Star Wars records.
Yes, the animated
Yeah.
Star Wars special.
There's a Star Wars record that you can
Yes.
listen to the songs from this Christmas special.
Right.
I heard that exists. All right, so catch us next week. In the meantime, we're gone. See you guys next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
YouTube after show, no one.
No one is watching. No one comments. So.
Well, no one commented. People were watching, but no one commented.
All right.
So thank you guys.
So see you guys next
Yep.
week.
I do want to talk to you real briefly. I know we did it last year.
Yeah.
Where we did specific days covering everything that happened in like movies,
Yeah.
TV, music, and video games. Want to do that again?
I guess we could.
Okay. Also, we got to figure out our lists for the year that's coming up.
What I would suggest then, here's a suggestion. I know last week what we did was we did those and a separate show for our lists. We did a list show.
Did we do a list show?
Yes, we did. That's how we did it.
Okay.
Well, what we could do instead
Oh, that's
of
right.
that,
That's right. Because we had 4 talks.
Right.
We did Monday, Tuesday,
Yeah.
a Wednesday, a regular podcast, then on a Thursday, Friday, and then a special New Year's list episode.
What we could do, which would probably be better format-wise, is to do the lists for each of those things on the day that we talk about the recap.
See, that's what I thought we did.
Yeah, I thought we did too, but I don't think we did.
Okay.
Like, I don't think we actually did it that way.
All right. So we're gonna do
So
our
we
review,
do like our top 10
and then the top 10.
whatever at the end of our recap.
Okay. That sounds good.
Because that makes sense because we had just talked about it.
Yeah.
That way, it's kind of a refresher to us about what we did.
Yeah. We also do like the top news story of the year as well.
Yeah, fun little list. So,
Yep.
so yeah,
Yeah. December list time. Good thing we've been
it's list about.
recording about this.
So look forward to it.
Yeah. I'm glad I've been saving, doing what I did at the end of the year, which is save everything as I go. Because
Yeah.
last year I had to go back
You had
and
to
listen to
listen
everything,
to everything.
And then type everything up of what we talked about.
That would have been a
briefly.
pain.
Oh, it was a pain.
Oh man. All right, so tune in for that.
Yep.
In the meantime,
In the meantime, yep, we'll listen to our archive stuff.
We'll be back
There's
next
other
week
stuff here
sometime.
on YouTube, other stuff on our website. All right. Bye.
see ya.
That's a short one. Hour 13. It's our shortest one yet.
Goes to show you.
Maybe you should do the review now on.
Is this our new normal? Do you want to just start doing this?
Maybe.
Also, you didn't have that much news.
Oh, yeah, that too.
It was just a short week.
Well, no, because I always do 4 articles.
Oh.
But, yeah, it's just very short.
Also, we had no thoughts. That's probably actually part of it.
Yeah, we're gonna have thoughts next week.
I did listen to... Oh, that's right. I didn't talk about Reputation.
Oh.
That's okay. It's not really relevant.
That's alright. You put your thoughts up on the website, though.
No, I haven't yet. I actually haven't written that up. Because
Okay.
I've been meaning to listen to it again, but I haven't had a chance.
Alright. Well, we'll do that. Okay, bye.
Because, yeah, I listened to it at work, and I was like, well, I'm going to have to listen to this again. I'm like, home, I just haven't had a chance.
Okay, bye.